Hey guys, welcome to your very own astrology channel, and in this particular video we are going to talk about the Virgo Ascendant or the Virgo rising sign, and in particular we'll be concentrating our attention on the two aspects of their life, that is what is the personality of the Virgo Ascendant's life, and then thereafter we would be discussing that what are the professions that these Virgo Ascendants are likely to go in. But before we jump onto that stuff, let us analyze that what the rising sign or what the ascendant in astrology is. Well, the rising sign in astrology is the sign that was rising from the eastern side of the sky at the precise moment when you were born. So Virgo must have been the sign, since we are dealing with the Virgo ascendants. So Virgo must have been the sign that must have been rising from the eastern side of the sky, that is from where the sun rises at the precise moment when these people would have born. And since Virgo was that sign that was rising from the eastern side of the hemisphere, that is why the energy of the Virgo sign comes into their first house of personality and traits. And since Virgo in astrology is represented by the symbol 6, that is why you see the symbol 6 written into their first house. And as we move into the anti-clockwise direction, we see the number 7 written in their second house, the number 8 written in their ninth house, the number 9 written in their fourth house. Similarly, we end up with the 12th house for the Virgo ascendants having the symbol 5. And the way we go about analyzing this Vedic chart for the Virgo ascendants is by the fact that since the number 6 is written in the first house, so we consider that the energy of the original 6th house comes into the first house of personality and traits for these Virgo ascendants. Similarly, the energy of the original 7th house comes into the second house for these Virgo ascendants. Similarly, the energy of the original 8th house comes into the third house for these Virgo ascendants. Similarly, the energy of the 9th house comes into the fourth house for these Virgo ascendants, and we end up with the 12th house for these Virgo ascendants having the energy of the original 5th house. This is the basic fundamental based on which we would be analyzing any area of chart for these Virgo ascendants. So without wasting any time, let's go guys and see what these Virgo ascendants are all about. So guys, for these Virgo ascendants, since the energy of the original 6th house comes into the first house of personality and traits for these Virgo ascendants, so these Virgo ascendants are very practical and are very analytical. These people are very practical and analytical in their approach to life. These people are ruled by the planet Mercury, and that is why these people are blessed with the Mercurian skill of mathematical, statistical and computational analysis. And what is the 6th house? What is the original 6th house in astrology all about? Well, the original 6th house in astrology is about hurdles, competition, diseases, enemies, debt, litigation and court cases, divorce cases. All these things are represented by the original 6th house in Vedic astrology. And since the energy of this original 6th house is coming into the first house of personality and traits, so the entire energy of these Virgo ascendants their entire energy throughout their life goes into dealing with problems of some sort and fixing those problems up by using their Mercurian skills. You can say that God has blessed them with the intelligence to come across problems and fix the problems, no matter how intricate those problems are. So when I say intelligence over here, that God has given them intelligence, by intelligence I mean that these people may have the Mercurian skill of analytical, mathematical and the computational and the statistical analysis. These people might be good at the analytical and logical reasoning, which enables them to find out the best solution to the problem. These people have the Mercurian skill. These people have the Mercurian skill of persuasiveness. These people have the Mercurian skills of the intellectual and verbal argumentative skills, which enables them to deal with problems and prove their viewpoint and prove their viewpoint to prove their viewpoint and defeat the enemies by proving that they are that what they are saying is correct. Yet they do it in a very disciplined manner, in a very lawful, in a very constitutional, in a very legitimate manner, staying within the boundaries of law. And since these people are blessed with these verbal and the intellectual argumentative skills and the ability to persuade others, that is why these people make very good social workers and very good lawyers. So what does a lawyer does? Lawyer doesn't like a Martian personality. He would blab. He would not unnecessarily blab like an idiot, or he would not speak in outrage, or he would not call his enemy for an open fight in public when he has to deal with the enemy of his. Instead, these people are Mercurian driven individuals. So these people, like those lawyers, they use their ability of persuasiveness. They use their ability of the intellectual and verbal argumentative skills to prove their point right in the court, and thereby they defeat the prosecution, or they win the court case by defeating the fellow lawyer who is fighting a case against them. Yet they do so in a very disciplined manner, staying within the boundaries of law. So social workers and lawyers is one profession that these Virgo ascendants really excel at. Other than that, these Virgo ascendants really make one of the best doctors. In fact, they make the best doctors out of all the zodiac signs or ascendants that we have in astrology. And why doctors? Because doctor or medicine is the profession. Getting into MBBS, getting into the medicine related field is a profession that is seen from the original 6th house in our horoscope. And with this 6th house and with this original energy of the 6th house coming into the 1st house of personality and traits, these people are naturally inclined towards profession wherein they are dealing with problems of some sort, and problems of their own, or problems thereof, or problems of the other people who they are surrounded by. Basically, they are driven into professions wherein they are using their analytical and the logical ability to solve the problems. So when they go into the field of medicine, or when they become doctors, they are using their analytical and the logical reasoning in order to decipher out that what is going wrong with the biological functioning of the body, what is going wrong with the natural biological functioning of the body that is leading to the proliferation of a disease. So these guys make one of the best doctors out of all the ascendants that we have in astrology. And since the 6th house in our horoscope represents the intestinal region, that is below the stomach, represents the intestinal region, and there is a strong tendency that these people become doctors, and they specialize into the fields like gastroenterologists. If you are familiar with that term, gastroenterologist, you can Google it up. Or they might be involved in the field of medicine wherein they are taking care of the ailments that have to do something or the other with the intestinal region. And the other reason why these Virgo ascendants make good doctors is exhibited if you look at the Vedic sign. If you not the Western astrology sign, but the Vedic astrology sign of these Virgo ascendants, the sign that represents the Virgo ascendants in Vedic astrology shows a woman on the boat who is advancing towards the shore, and she is carrying the herbs and the other jaggery and the stuffs like that, and the other things that have the medicinal properties. So that symbol in itself exhibits the fact that these Virgo ascendants are naturally skilled at being doctors or being involved in the field of medicine in one form or the other. now I have told you that these people make good gastroenterologists, or the doctors that deal with the ailments of the intestine. But in order to pinpoint at which particular field of medicine would these people precisely go in, we would have to take into consideration the placement of planet Mercury, which is the lord of their first house, and then we have to take into consideration the placement of the sixth house lord, that is Saturn. So we have to look at the placement of Mercury and Saturn in order to decipher out that which particular field of medicine would these people precisely go in. Let's suppose if the planet Mercury or Saturn, if the planet Mercury or the planet Saturn is present in their fourth house. This region of the chart is if we call it the fourth house. So if Mercury, which is the lord of the first house, or Saturn, which is the lord of the sixth house of diseases, is present into the fourth house, then these people make the good psychologists or the good psychiatrists. And you must be wondering why. Well, what is the fourth house? Well, fourth house is the house of the mother who showers onto a child, one of the purest, one of the mystic, one of the most divine and esoteric love in the world. Fourth house is the house that represents the mother who selflessly gives the unconditional love to the child, who can sap into those childish energies, who can absorb those childish energies which nobody other than the mother can. So when these planets Mercury or Saturn come into the fourth house, what happens is that these people are able to associate themselves, or these people are able to absorb the inner conflicts that may be transpiring within a child, that the other people might not be able to absorb. They are able to sap into those energies, and since these people can sap into those conflicts that are transpiring within a child, these people can get into the psyche of the child, and that is why these people then make the good psychologists or the good psychiatrists. Even when they are placed in the fourth house, these people can make the good pediatricians, because this is the field of medicine that is related to the diseases of a newborn, diseases of the young child. Let's suppose if this planet like Mercury or Saturn is not present in the fourth house, instead if Mercury or Saturn is present in the second house, then there is a tendency that these people, instead of becoming the gastroenterologists, psychiatrists, psychologists, or the pediatricians, these people can become good dermatologists. These people can become good dermatologists, good cosmetologists. Then these people can become good dermatologists, good cosmetologists, and the people who specialized in the field of ENT, that is ear ailments related to ear, nose and throat, because ear, nose and throat, all these specific parts of the body are represented by the second house in our horoscope. And Mercury is also the planet that deals, if Mercury is ill placed in a particular horoscope, then those people at some point or the other in their life, they suffer with the ailments of the skin. It could be any disorder, it could be acne, it could be practically any ailment that is related to the skin. And since second house represents the facial region, the nose, the throat, and the things like that, so anything that is related to the skin and the facial region, that is, they could be cosmetologists, they could be dermatologists. And with the presence of Saturn, if Saturn is present here, then these people can also become good dental surgeons, because Saturn in Vedic astrology governs our teeth and bones, and it is present into the second house, and the second house itself represents the facial region, which includes the teeth also. So these people can go into all these professions if Mercury or Saturn are placed into the second house. Then if Mercury or Saturn are placed into the eighth house, these people can become good surgeons. These people can become good sexologists. These people can become good gynecologists. Why? Because eighth house is the house that represents the sexual organs. So these people can become good gynecologists, good sexologists. These people can become good surgeons, that is dealing with the knife and the things like that. All those professions, if you have already seen my 8th house astrology video, then you must be familiar of the fact that the surgeons are seen from the 8th house in Vedic astrology. So if Mercury or Saturn are present in the 8th house, then these people can become good surgeons, sexologists, gynecologists, and even these people can become good psychiatrists and psychologists. Like in the 4th house, if Mercury or Saturn are present in the 8th house, these people can become good psychologists and psychiatrists here as well, because 8th house is all about the things that are underground. 8th house is all about the things that are hidden from the eyes of the normal people, and only the people who can tap into those rare energies, they are able to assimilate that what is happening behind the scene, that is leading to some sort of an upheaval in the alignment of energies that are within our body. So these people, when the Mercury or Saturn are placed in the 8th house, these people are able to tap into those energies that are taking place behind the scene. That is what is going on in the mind. Now you cannot make out what is wrong with the mind of the person. Of course you can make out that there are acne on the skin, so you can easily say that this is something everybody can relate to. But if there is something wrong with the mind, something wrong with the psychology, something wrong with the mental makeup, this is a field that only a mother, that only a person with the motherly instincts can tap into, or somebody who is a 8th house person, because 8th house is all about the things that are transpiring behind the scenes. Okay, and guys, other than the doctor thing, these people may become one of the most brilliant social workers or lawyers, like I previously told you. And why these people are inclined towards this field? Because it is from the original 6th house that we see the professions like social workers and lawyers. Because 6th house is the house wherein you are helping the downtrodden, wherein you are helping the unprivileged people in the society, wherein you are helping those unfortunate people who by hapstance or who under the force of law, under the force of illegitimate law, have not met with justice. So you are extending your help to all those individuals by using your Mercurian skills. So as a social worker, you could be a part of an NGO, you could be a part of a social institution wherein you might be, let's suppose you might be raising your voice against widespread corruption, you could be raising your voice against racism, you could be raising your voice against anything that is detrimental to the progress of the society. So you could be raising your voice against child and women slavery or sex trafficking. You would be raising your voice against all these issues, and then you could be at the forefront of some political, some economic, or some social organizations that are operating like an NGO. That is, they are working. They are the non-profit organizations. You could be associated with those non-profit organizations that are working for the economic, political, or the social upliftment of the society. So you could be using your persuasive skills of Mercury, or you could be using your intellectual argumentative skills. You could be using all those skills in order to patronage that cause that you are supporting. So you could be a front end person wherein you could be raising voice against poverty. So you are in favor of the eradication of poverty, so you might be persuading people to come out in large number and extend their full support to your organization, which aims at the eradication of poverty in your country. So you might be asking people to give whatever help they can. So you might be persuading those individuals to extend help of any sort, like giving money, collecting funds, and things like that, which can enable you to help to eradicate something that is detrimental to the progress of the society. And again, lawyers is again a profession that these people are good in. And not only are these people make good lawyers just because these people have the verbal and the intellectual argumentative skills, or they have the persuasive ability. These people make good lawyers because these people have the power of analytical and the logical reasoning. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose if this person is a lawyer and he is fighting case for an innocent individual who has been falsely alleged for a crime. So this individual might do might use his analytical and the logical aptitude to help this person get exonerated, to help this person get discharged from the crime that he is falsely alleged for. So if the prosecution says that the sound of the bullet was heard at 8:30 and this innocent client was seen running past the house gate at 8:31, then this lawyer would use his Mercurian statistical, analytical, computational and statistical ability. He might use all those things. He might use his logical ability to analyze the data, and he might say that fine enough, if the sound of the bullet was heard at 8:30 and my client, as you are saying, was seen running past the gate at 8:31, then it means that within that period of 1 minute, my client transfers the distance of 500 meters, and that is literally impossible because my client is a third-degree heart patient, and it is impossible for a third-degree heart patient to run with that lightning speed. So he can make use of, so he can dig into those biological texts. He can do whatever analytical reasoning he can do on his behalf. He can tap into those forensic science. He can take help of the scientists, researchers, in order to prove his viewpoint and get the justice done to the client for whom he is fighting a case for. But here's one thing, that these people make good doctors, or these people make good social workers or lawyers, but it all depends upon the dignity of Mercury. Now, if this similar Mercury is well placed, then this person might be a good doctor. He might be a good social worker or lawyer who might be operating within the boundaries of law. He would be exercising his skills within a legitimate constitutional domain. But if this Mercury is debilitated or is ill placed in the horoscope, or if the similar Mercury is aspected by a cheat planet like Rahu, then here the Mercury will couple that. Then here the debilitated Mercury or the ill placed Mercury will couple his verbal argumentative skills with the cunningness, shrewdness of Rahu, and he may use his skills in order to prove an innocent client as a murderer. Instead of coming to the rescue of the innocent person, he may prove the innocent client as a murderer. So it all depends upon what is the dignity of Mercury in our horoscope. And guys, other than the social workers or lawyers, these people make good working professionals. These people make good working professionals, and these people really excel at the fields like business analysis, these people do good as business analysts, as market researchers. But here's one thing, that whichsoever department in the industry these people are associated with, but one thing is very certain, that these people would always come across situations, or these people would be operating into fields out of their own choice, or they might be forced to, but they would come across situations which are quite tough in nature, which are like a challenge, which are like an obstacle for them. So obstacle and hurdles are obstacle hurdles or the situations which a normal person would not like to get stuck up in. All these things, all these hurdles provide a platform for these people to excel in life, because these people learn to overcome these obstacles and prove or leave their mark on the forefront of the business sphere by exercising their Mercurian skills. So let's suppose there are in general there are three domains in the marketing arena. It is finance, marketing, or HR. So it be a person, so he might be associated, so he may be associated with any of those fields, either with marketing or with finance or with the HR. But one thing is for very sure, that he would definitely be coming across such similar situations. Let's suppose if this person is into marketing, then there are high chances that this person, either alone as an individual, or he as a part of a team, would be given in charge of a project. Like he may be asked to work on a product that has miserably failed in the market. So he might be given a task to decipher out that what all was responsible for the product sales miserably failing in the market, and he might be asked to devise out a plan to fix up the situation, and he might be asked to come up with something that might cause the revival of sales. So this person at this juncture, he might be doing all the statistical, all the mathematical, all the analytical, all the computational analysis. He might be using those bar charts, pie charts. He might be using the statistical tools like the SPSS. He might be using the analysis of variance. He might be using the tools like correlation and regression analysis. He might be making use of all those tools that you as a student of mathematics may or may not be aware of, but he might be using all those tools in order to make out that what went wrong with the product strategy. Was something wrong with the product? Was the product not able to deliver as much was expected out of that product? Was that product was not able to deliver the utility to the customers? Was that product not targeted to the right segment, right market segment? Was something wrong with the pricing? Was not enough money invested in the promotional strategy or the integrated marketing communications and the things like that? So he would be doing all the he would be collecting the data, he would be working with numbers, he would be doing the surveys, and then he would be using those data analysis techniques in order to find out that what was the real cause that led to the failure of this product. And then he would find out the fault, and he would go on improving the things till he takes that things to perfection. So he would come up with a plan that would lead to the revival of that product again in the market. So if he is involved in marketing, he may come across such situations. If he is in finance, then likely are the chances that he might be given in charge of a project wherein he is working as a financial analyst, and he might be asked to revive the financial planning of the company that earlier went wrong. Or if he is a person associated with the human resource department, then he might be associated with a particular vertical of human resource department that deals with the conflict management. So he, as an HR person, would be coming out with fundas, would be coming out with techniques which can curtail down the conflict barriers that can exist between the employees working in that organization. So practically it be anything. Even if he is not working on a even if he is not working on a not working on a project, or even if he is not a working professional, let's suppose he's a housewife, or now let's suppose she's a housewife, or he's a man who is involved in the normal household chores, then also he would come across situations wherein he is solving his own problems and thereby excelling by learning how to solve these problems using the Mercurian skills. Or he might be regularly be approached by people around him who might ask for this person's help in order to get out of trouble, because they know that he is the most analytical and he is the most logical and the logical person they have around them. And that is why these Virgo ascendants, these are the original practical and the originally practical and logically sound people. These are the most logically sound people out of all the ascendants that we have in astrology. Now, here is one thing, that whatever it may be the case, they may be lawyers, they may be working professionals, they may be social workers, they may be doctors, they may be marketing individuals, or they may be normal individuals who might be approached by people for these problems. But these people constantly are fighting with problems, and this becomes their profession. This is what God has sent them on earth. This is the reason God has sent them to earth, to solve the problems of others, or to excel in life by solving their own problems. So these people, a stage comes in their life wherein these people start finding faults in even good things. These people, even if they are blessed with 10 positive things in their life, their attention would be concentrated on the one negative thing that is there in their life, and they would be working very hard to overcome that negative attribute of their life. So a situation comes in their life wherein they start nitpicking things, wherein they become very, very obsessive, wherein they become very compulsive. So at this point, these people may become mentally exhausted. These people may become patients of the diseases like OCD. These people can become quite finicky at times. They can become perfectionists. So this person, if this person was asked to clean a room, he would, trust me guys, he or she would clean the shit out of it. And this is the Virgo ascendant all about. So what here boils down is that these people excel by overcoming the problems, but since they get into it too much, so much so that these people themselves feel victimized with diseases like OCD, with diseases like body dysmorphic disorder. So if he is a man, although he might have provided one of the most purest, esoteric, divine and enigmatic love to his children, even though he might have arranged for the luxury cars for his family, even though he might have provided them with a palace that in itself is significant of the structural and the architectural brilliance, even if he has provided them with each and every luxury of the life, but down within he starts criticizing himself. He starts criticizing himself, like the fact that he may feel that he hasn't done enough for the family, or he may feel that he may feel that he's not that successful in his life. He has not been that successful as a dad or as a husband. So this becomes his state of mind, where he starts nitpicking the negative things out of the positive things. And even if this person is let's suppose working very meticulously and scrupulously, and even if he is slogging his ass for 15 hours in a day, he might feel that there was a shortcoming in my efforts. That is the reason I am not as successful as some of my colleagues are, as some of my friends are. So these are the scenarios that you can encounter with these Virgo ascendants. And guys, other than that, sixth house is the house of debt, and with this energy of the original sixth house coming into the first house of personality and traits, these people, these Virgo ascendants are excellent at making use of debts and loans and earning their money from the debts and loans. For example, these people can take as loan a sum of amount from a bank or from any other person or from any other institution, and they know and they do the comparative analysis, and they put that money that they have taken on loan into a more fruitful venture, which gives them the higher returns as compared to the interest that they have to pay to the bank or the institution from which they have taken loan. So if these people have taken the loan from the bank at say 1%, these people would do all the comparative analysis, the statistical analysis, they would view the pros and cons, and hence they would come up with a plan, and they would invest their money in some kind of mutual funds, in some kind of a LIC policy, or they may put their money on the stock market, wherein the returns are assured, and the returns would be more than 1%. So they know that they are putting their money into something which is going to fetch them the returns greater than 1%, and this is the way that these people can make their money out of debt or loans. And it is validated through the chart itself, because the three houses that we always take into consideration when it comes to deciphering out that how much wealth a person can make in his career, we always take into consideration the three houses. We take into consideration the 11th house, which is the house of incoming wealth, which we take into consideration the second house, which is the house that represents that what is the amount of wealth that we have saved in our life, and sixth house is the house which represents that how economically we put our saved wealth of the second house into use, that how do we multiply the wealth of the second house is seen from the sixth house. So the energy of the sixth house is the house of debt, and the original energy of the 11th house of incoming gains, of incoming wealth, is present in the sixth house for these Virgo ascendants. And this is the reason that these people are excellent at making money out of debt, are making money out of loan, or these people are excellent at making money from the money of the other people. And even this thing is exhibited by their second house. As I always tell you, and I have been reiterating this stuff over and over in all my episodes, that whenever it comes to any chart, we shall always take the houses into consideration which have the symbol 5 or the symbol 7, because these two houses shall always be taken into consideration when it comes to which particular career you can go in. Because what is the original 7th house? The original 7th house is exactly opposite the first house. So when you alone, represented by the first house, and the energy of the 7th house of business and partnership combined, you feel a sense of completeness, you feel a sense of fulfillment, you feel a sense of satiation and balance. So these people get the balance in their life by doing the things related to the second house. That is, these people are excellent at saving wealth. So these people are excellent at making wealth out of the debt and loans, and these people are also excellent at saving wealth. And as a result, these people are economically very cautious, because of which these people can also land into professions like financial analysts, stock market analysts, financial advisors, financial planners. All these professions are good for these Virgo ascendants. Then, and guys, now for the Virgo ascendants, the original energy of the 8th house comes into the 3rd house of friends and acquaintances. So what happens is that these people, for these people, in order to connect with their friends, they would not chit chat, or they would not go for an outing, or go to a mountain to have a spiritual kind of a discussion as a Cancerian person would be interested in, or these people would not go out shopping. These are not the means by which these people can connect with their friends and acquaintances. In fact, these people, whenever these Virgo ascendants are with their friends and acquaintances, they are always talking about issues. They are always talking about issues that have to do with research, that have to do with finding the scientific reasoning behind the occurrences of events that are represented by the 8th house, because 8th house is all about the secrets, behind the occurrences of events that a normal person would not be inclined to know. 8th house is the house wherein we scientifically analyze the reasoning, like for example, while a Cancerian person would be mesmerized when he sees the stars twinkling in the sky. These Virgo ascendants are of the nature that when they see the stars twinkling in the sky, instead of considering it as a Masonic or as a mesmerizing setting, they would actually be figuring out that what makes these stars twinkle. They would be interested in knowing the scientific reasoning behind the twinkling of those stars. So these people, whenever they hang out with their group of friends, it's not a very happy-go-lucky kind of a setting wherein they are chit-chatting with their friends, wherein they are going shopping, wherein they are going to a disc dancing and the things like that. No, in fact, these people, whenever they are with their friends, they hang out only with the group of people who are intellectual, who are very intellectually stimulating. They hang out with the group of people who are all about finding the reasoning behind the occurrences of events. So these people may be friends, like to make friends with people who think on a very intellectual level, who think about research, who think on a very deeper level. So quite likely are the chances that these Virgo ascendants may be friends with people like analysts, researchers, scientists, or any people who are intellectually stimulating and who might be interested in knowing the real scientific evidences behind the occurrences of events. Now moving on to the 4th house of Mother. The 4th house of Mother for the Virgo ascendants has the energy of the original 9th house, and with the energy of the 9th house coming into the 4th house, likely are the chances that the mother of this Virgo ascendant could be a priest, she could be a teacher at a higher university, she could, even if she is not a teacher or a priest, then she would be quite learned about the Shastras, about the religious texts, about the philosophical texts and the things like that. She would be a very saintly and a sanctimonious individual, and her thinking would be very sacred in nature. So what happens is that this motherly figure has a very positive influence on the life of this Virgo ascendant, because when this Virgo ascendant is growing up as a child, it is the mother who inculcates into this individual the values of integrity, honesty and morality. She could be narrating texts from the religious or the philosophical texts she is well versed with, so she could be narrating the phrases from these texts to his son or daughter who is a Virgo ascendant, or she could make his son or her daughter understand the importance of higher studies in his life. Or this mother of this Virgo ascendant might invoke in this person a desire to serve the society, and she is of the principle that no matter how turbulent or how chaotic are the situations that you may come across in life, but you should always walk on the right path and never look for shortcuts. And this is the teachings of the mother that keeps the Virgo ascendant keep on working despite coming across the obstacles and the hurdles in his life. So this motherly figure has quite a positive influence in the life of this Virgo ascendant. And here is one thing, that since their mother inculcates into them inculcates into them a feeling of doing something for the society. That is why these people are seen into the sixth house professions, wherein they are helping the needy and the unfortunate people come out of trouble. Yet they do it not in a motherly way, but by using the Mercurian intelligence, they come to the rescue of the people who might have not met justice. That is, they could be lawyers, they could be social workers, they could help the people come out of the diseases by being doctors, they could be working professionals or the analysts who might be solving the problems of the of the MNCs or the organizations they are working for. But what happens is that when these people are emotionally, when these people are mentally exhausted, and when these people become so priggish and so finicky about things, like I previously talked to you, what happens is that these people tend to escape reality in order to get the respite and in order to regain their mental tranquility. These people get respite by indulging into the 12th house profession, because these people become so critical of themselves that few years down the line their ego takes a lot of backing, and it is by doing the things related to the 12th house that these people restore their ego back. And since the energy of the original 5th house is present in the 12th house, so by doing the things related to the 12th house, these people restore their ego back. And for those of you who have watched my 5th house astrology videos, they might be well aware of the fact that the ego or self pride or self confidence in a person is seen from the 5th house, and the original energy of the 5th house is present in their 12th house. So by indulging into the 12th house professions, like taking care of the people in the jails, ashrams, asylums, doing the charitable stuff, or doing something wherein they are putting their energy wherein they are selflessly putting in their energy to help the people come out of trouble. Indulging into those acts restores their mental tranquility back and gives a boost to their ego. So these people get into the 12th house professions when these people get mentally exhausted, or when their perfectionism reaches a point of mental exhaustion. These people restore to these 12th house things. So guys, this was all from my side as far as the professions and personality of these Virgo Ascendants is concerned. I hope you enjoyed this long episode, and I would soon be uploading the second part of this Virgo Ascendant video, in which we would be discussing the studies, the romance, the marriage, the shared assets, and the philosophy of these Virgo Ascendants. So stay tuned to my channel, and if you like my videos, please do subscribe to my channel by pressing the red button with this subscribe written over it. So please do press that red button. This will keep you regularly updated with the feeds, and you will be regularly informed whenever I upload a video next. So guys, on this note, this is your host RISHU signing you goodbye. Take care.